Yo, what's up guys? Today we are going to be reviewing the 4-pack of the Toy Animatronics Jazwares figures. Um, just like the plush, I just want to show off the glowing on these before they wear out. So, we have Toy Freddy, um, and sorry if I don't talk about Toy Freddy as much in this video because I did already review him before. I don't have his single pack release anymore because now that I got the 4-pack, I gave the single pack release to my cousin because I'll get more in depth into that, but the 4-pack release of Toy Freddy is better, but like I said, I'll talk about that a little later. Then we got Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, which oddly enough, like she kind of glows the best. Um, all of these I just put under my phone flashlight for like 10 seconds. I don't know why she's the brightest. Then we have Mangle and the Endo. Mangle doesn't look like she's glowing as much, but in person, this is like a lot brighter. But I will also say Mangle does probably glow the least out of all of them, though. But yeah, the Endo head actually glows a lot, though. So yeah, there's the glowing feature on them. It's a cool feature, but I'll be honest, kind of like I said originally with the Toy Freddy single pack, they kind of run out a little quick, and also they don't really just glow in the dark. You have to charge them up, which that's kind of another thing with the plush that I didn't really say, but they don't glow in the dark by themselves. You do have to charge them up. But yeah, it's still a cool feature nonetheless, and I hope they keep it because I mean it looks pretty cool. So before I start off with Toy Freddy, I do just want to say sorry that a video didn't come out last week. My cousin came over for a sleepover and I didn't even really get to record. And also, I didn't really have an idea because well, after this video, it's Halloween and I want to post a Halloween video on Halloween. This video just wouldn't make sense to come out then. So yeah, my next video will be about the Cursed Red Bear plush. I promise this time now. But yeah, we're just gonna do a quick gloss over of Toy Freddy because he's not super different, but it is definitely better than the single pack release. If you are going to buy any of the figures, get the 4-pack release. They are a lot better. But yeah, Toy Freddy, he does have like a I feel like the paint job on this is a little better, and also the jump scare. I feel like the jump scare is a little more smooth on this, um, but it does get a little stiff when you press it in super far, but just the beginning part is pretty smooth. And also the posability on him, I'm not going to be able to show it off, but the joints aren't as stiff on the arms on this figure anymore compared to the single pack. So that's really nice. But yeah, Toy Freddy. And now we have Toy Bonnie, a super cool figure. I gotta say, this might be my favorite figure so far from Jazwares. This is super cool. I mean, there's not much to say. He looks like Toy Bonnie. They got the mold down perfectly. His jump scare. His jump scare, is probably. I think his jump scare works the best, but the one complaint I have on this guy, well, actually two. One, I wish the ears were posable, but two, he has a tongue for some odd reason. They gave him a tongue. I don't know why, but they did. But yeah, you can kind of hear mine. The spring is a little squeaky, but I mean, that's okay. The tail. This is a super cool feature that they added. It also can come off. I'm gonna have to pause recording for this. So yeah, if you want to take the tail off for some reason, it can come off. So if you want to do that, you can. I guess it would be better to like have them next to all your collection, kind of like how I have my setup. With the tail on, he kind of pokes into the figures and kind of like pushes them back. So I guess if you have your figures collected like mine, then that would be a nice feature for y'all. But yeah, Toy Bonnie. I would honestly give this guy like a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know why they gave him the tongue. So now we have Toy Chica, which she is also insanely good. They got the mold down to a T. It looks really, really good. Um, yeah, I don't really know. There's not much to say about her. It's classic Toy Chica. I will say, maybe, I don't know why the bib is like that. It might be like that in game. I don't really remember, but I feel like it would have just been nicer for them to just like actually tie it up, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know why it's like that, but it kind of just looks like she just threw the bib over her shoulders. But yeah, she does look really nice though. I will say, out of all of them though, she doesn't really have the glossy look like the toys should have. Like Toy Freddy, for example, he's got like this glossy shine over plastic like they do in the game, but Toy Chica looks just kind of flat, like there's not much gloss anywhere happening, except on her arms, kind of they have it, but nowhere else on her there's not really a glossy shine over. But that's just kind of a little nitpick. But I mean, it is like the key feature of the toys. They're supposed to be like plastic and new. But yeah, she looks pretty good. Got the hair. She's got all that. Oh wait, I don't think I showed the jump scare. Her jump scare, I will admit, is a little stiff. You can see it gets like caught halfway through. So that's the only complaint really about her. And also maybe the inside of her mouth should have been painted, but she doesn't have a tongue, so that's good. But yeah, it's Toy Chica. I'd say probably like another. I'd actually probably give Toy Chica a 9 out of 10. And now we have Mangle. And before I get into the one bad thing about this figure, really, really bad thing, I want to talk about how good this figure is first. I will say, if not Toy Bonnie, this looks like probably the second best figure of the wave, maybe first. I don't know. It's either Toy Bonnie or Mangle if we're going strictly based off looks, because wow, first ever Mangle figure we have ever gotten. Funko, I don't think they would even ever try to make a Mangle, but she looks insanely good. I mean, he's got the endo, just all the parts. I tried to build it how Mangle uh, actually is. Well, I don't I don't know if they designed her the same way, but I just followed how he looked on the box. So yeah, got all of the pieces, the little zigzag piece, the second arm piece, the legs. Um, yeah, everything looks really good. Also, I'm glad mine had all the pieces because I have heard from other people they've said that they haven't gotten all the pieces from their figure. So just be careful. Make sure you look over really carefully in the box. Make sure she's got all her pieces. But yeah, um, actually, before we get into the really bad thing, I just want to talk about something that's kind of stupid that they did. Mangle is supposed to have 3 legs, and she just has 2 because they just molded his 2 other feet together for some reason, probably to cut costs on it. And once I talk about the thing that I hate, which is the joints, which I'll explain that in a second. I'm kind of glad they actually did this though because ooh, those joints, I don't like them. But yeah, it is kind of weird, but it's probably to cut costs on it. So, what don't I like about Mangle? I already said it. It's these joints. I have to say, it was such a disappointment. How good this figure is. The joints were absolutely just terrible. Like I cannot stress that enough. Terrible. This was honestly worse than the joints of the Nightmare Funko figures. This it was terrible. That's all I can say. Putting this together was so awful. It took me, I'm not even kidding, just about an hour to put this together. That's not an exaggeration. It literally took me an hour to set this up. The joints on this or whatever the sockets, I don't know if the ball points are like too small or the joints are too tight for them, but it sucked. it really sucked. I honestly almost contemplating just giving up and just setting her on my shelf, just all dismantled, because it should not take an hour to put this together, and I was genuinely injuring my fingers putting this together. My fingers were honestly kind of like tingling numb after finally setting this up after an hour. It really sucked. It's it's a shame though because like I said, it's such a cool looking figure, but putting it together was terrible. Like I know I've said it so much already, but I can't say that enough. It absolutely sucked to put this together. And honestly, I was kind of just nervous taking this out to review because, man, if one of these joints ever fall off, I'm not putting it back on. There's just no way. The worst part about it was probably the lower half. These especially, like, these were already pretty tight joints, pretty terrible, shitty to put on. But these bottom ones, terrible. Way worse. Way worse. This part, this part maybe took me about like 25 minutes to get on, which that already is shit. But this bottom part, like 35 minutes took me that long just for two legs and an arm to go on. It just sucked. And this is the best I can show off the jump scare. Mangle's jump scare is probably the coolest looking, in my opinion. I don't know if I said Toy Bonnie's was or whose, but Mangle's honestly works the best. But it kind of just sucks because the button is really hard to push, especially when it's actually on the figure. I had to take the head off just to show you all that. And also, I can't even really show it off cool because you have to cover her entire head. So if you want to have the jump scare shown off in like a video, I don't know if someone like does stop motion or something, that's going to be really hard to do because it's just a really weird spot for it. And it's even worse on the endoskeleton. On the endoskeleton, you have to have the head completely like rotated like this because on the back, you can see it's that like little knob piece and it's pretty hard to push when it's just straight down. I'll try and see if I can get it just for you guys in the video. Yeah, there, that's the best I'm gonna go because I don't even like touching this figure because, man, if this falls apart, I might cry. So yeah, that's Mangle. Looks wise, she's like a 9.9 out of 10. Only complaints really is the no third leg. And also, I didn't mention this, but the endo eye for some reason is pink, which I'm pretty sure it should either be black or like silverish gray. That could be wrong, but pink just doesn't look right on the endo. If that is the correct color, then I guess I'm just wrong. But yeah, looks wise, like a 9.9, like I said, but actual action figure wise, like a 3. I don't even want to try and pose this at all. I just put the pieces on and like slightly pose them a little. Because yeah, like I said, if this falls apart, I'm not trying to put this back together. So yeah, I'm sorry for talking that long about Mangle. It's just I needed to tell somebody that it was sad, but that's enough of that. The first wave of Jazwares figures, just like their base figures, I think these are called like the World of line. I'm pretty sure. Um, it's overall, it's a really good start. Um, if I'm being honest, I would probably just say I've said this in the single pack Toy Freddy review. Go watch that if you haven't. Um, I would say honestly, just scrap the jump scare feature. It's a cool feature and all, but I think I would rather take better posability in the arms and neck rotation because none of these can move their necks because of the jump scare feature. And Mangle, I mean, you can rotate her head, but fuck Mangle. Who cares about her? Yeah. It is a really cool wave, I'll be honest. And it's cool that they started with the toys and Mangle because we have the FNAF 2 movie releasing in like 2 months now. And also, it's figures that Funko has never done and probably would have never done. Um, so yeah, really cool first wave. But yeah, I really hope on the second wave with the FNAF 1 animatronics they do change the features that I said before. But yeah, um, overall, like I said, pretty cool first start. So yeah, I'm kind of yapping, so I'm gonna just end this video. So yeah, see you guys next time. Comment, like, subscribe. Peace.